Good morning, Beeville. This is Cindy Clark from PAC-B TV, and I am here this morning with Michael Turney, who's the Director of Transportation of the Baldwinsville Central School District. Good morning, Mike. Thank you for taking the time out at this busy time of the year, which I'm sure it is. I appreciate it. And Mike is going to tell us what brought him to Beeville, the challenges that he's had to overcome, because there's been problems, of course, post-COVID, pre-COVID, during COVID, and now what challenges there are insofar as getting drivers, mechanical, whatever. So please start at where you came from and why you're here.
Sure, and good morning, Cindy.
Good morning.
I started in school transportation in 2011. I was actually a stay-at-home dad at the time, and as my daughter was getting older and advancing through the grades at Liverpool Elementary, I wanted to find a part-time job and start getting out of the house, and I went and took my CDL test and became a school bus driver for a local district. And then I wanted to advance my career, and ultimately that's how I ended up here at Baldwinsville.
What a step that was.
Yes, it was.
From being a stay-at-home dad to Director of Transportation.
Yes.
Oh, now, how long have you been here in Beeville?
I've been here with the district for a little over 4 years now.
Okay. Now, why don't you tell us some of the what you do here actually? I mean, let's say your job description, what do you have to do?
I oversee everything that happens within the department, the dispatch office, which is all the routing of buses, attending to students' needs on the buses. I also oversee the mechanics in the shop, and we have 7 full-time mechanics in order to keep our fleet running and safe for the students.
Okay, how many buses do you have, Mike?
We have 125 school buses.
Right off the top of his head, he comes up with this figure. And then how many bus drivers or that type of thing overall?
Well, within the department, we are roughly at about 140 people. That includes the office staff, the mechanics, the drivers, and the school bus attendants.
So have you been in this building the whole time? Or
No,
did you start at the other one?
I started at the other building. I was there for about a half a school year. Then we moved over to this facility. We were open for 2 weeks and 1 day, and then we were shut down by COVID.
Well, welcome to Beeville.
Yes.
Welcome
Quite
to
the
Beeville.
welcome.
All right, well, why don't you tell us some of the challenges that you've had to do during COVID and post-COVID?
Sure. Well, our biggest challenge right now is the driver shortage and attendant shortage. It's very difficult to get people to take their CDL testing and get them driving children around to get them back and forth to school. That, I believe, that will be our biggest challenge for the foreseeable future. During COVID, it was a matter of the cohort scheduling, driving different routes depending on the day of the week, what the cohort scheduling was, making sure that there were only 20 students per bus, so we could keep them distanced while in a very small enclosed area, really. And you know, now we're looking at full bus loads once again. I've seen a steady increase since we came out of the pandemic, and we have elementary buses that every seat is being used, which is great.
That's good to hear, absolutely.
Yes.
Now, it's probably a little less with the high school students that drive, or?
That is correct,
Yeah.
yes. The older the student is, the less seats they're taking up on the bus.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yes.
I would imagine. Now, what about mechanically? I know you said you have the 7 mechanics?
That is
full-time
correct.
mechanics?
Yes.
Now, is it a constant? Are things breaking down all the time?
Just like your personal vehicle, they're breaking down all the time. We also have to follow the DOT inspection schedule, which every one of the buses that sits behind you in this parking lot, they get inspected every 6 months. And if there's a defect found, they get taken off the road. So a lot of what we do here is actually preventative work on the school buses to ensure that they're as safe as possible.
Now, when does school start? When do the buses start rolling?
We start on Wednesday, September 6th, and our first bus will roll out of here about 5:50 a.m.
Oh my heavens! Now let me ask you this: are you looking now? We're hearing about many things, probably nationwide, going electric.
Yes.
Now, is that something that is in the foreseeable future, the near future, the maybe future, as far as having electric buses?
Sure, we are actually in the planning stages right now. We've completed studies. We've spoken with vendors about charging stations, different electric vehicles that are available in the market today. And we are definitely planning and moving towards that at this point.
Now, what's the cost, if you compare costs from, is it, they're diesel, do they run on diesel, these buses, or regular gas
Half of our
now?
fleet right now is diesel, half is gasoline.
Okay, what's the cost factor for, if you know it, I mean, I don't know if this, you know, if anybody knows the real cost, but just as a guesstimate, from the regular gas-powered, diesel-powered buses
Sure.
to electric buses, what's the cost and the fuel type comparison? Do you have any idea there?
For a standard capacity school bus, which is 65 elementary school children, those buses are typically running around $155,000 per bus right now. For a bus that's similarly equipped, the electric version, it's between $450,000 and $500,000.
Oh, that's quite a jump.
It certainly is.
That's quite a jump. Now, what are the challenges of electric? You know, tell us about that.
Well, there's a couple of gigantic challenges for us. We have students that travel as far as south as Cortland on a daily basis. So that's an hour-long trip each way for these students and for the driver. And on a 60-degree sunny day, the vehicle would have no issue making it. But you know, the battery performance goes down with weather challenges, whether it be heat or extreme cold. And it's going to be a challenge the way the technology is today to make sure that bus can
go that far on one charge
and make it back on one charge.
So
Sure.
you kind of have to anticipate for the longer runs, you kind of have to anticipate where there would be a potential charging station too?
That is correct. That is all things that we are looking at. And we'll be working with other school districts.
So is this pretty much a given, do you think it's going to happen, or?
We are pushing ahead like it is a given, yes.
The cost is tremendous, the cost differential.
Yes.
Now, let me ask, all right, what's the advantage of an electric over a gas-powered or diesel-powered bus?
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, all right, well then, so you'd have to, if, as far as you know, as far as what's coming up, would you have to replace them all at the same time, or as the other ones wear out?
No, the guidelines that the state has put forth are we need to start purchasing electric school buses in the year 2027, and by 2035 our entire fleet must be zero emissions.
Okay. Now, you have to have, I presume, in addition to the buses, you have to have charging stations here. Now, how's that work with the charging?
That is correct. We've met with several vendors to date to discuss the infrastructure plan for this facility. And what we're looking at is several fast charging stations, because we have several students who travel during the mid-school day. So anywhere between 9:30 in the morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And these buses are going to have to stay on the road for those students all day long. So we need to provide these buses with a charging station that can give them enough of a charge within a 30-minute period when they return to the facility before they head back out midday.
Now, are these chargers available yet with the vendors? Or?
They are available. They're heavy-duty fast charging stations. Obviously, the entire fleet would not have to be equipped with fast charging stations, but that is definitely something we're looking at.
Now, is this something where, like, when the buses come in on a typical run, their morning run and their evening run, they come back in for the night, do they have to charge then? Is that what they do? They charge overnight? Like you do with your phone or something?
Yes, that is exactly what would happen. They would back into their parking spot and plug their school bus in for the night.
Now, is there, I know that the things are too new to maybe get these deals, but are there any issues that you know of, have you heard of, about these charging stations? I mean,
no,
problems?
nothing specific to
Nothing?
the charging stations.
Okay, so they're pretty reliable and dependable
From
and
what
durable?
I hear, that is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
because you have to have the buses going.
In order to get students to school, we need the school buses running.
Yes, you do. Is there a number of routes that there are every day, or is it, you know,
We have 95 bus routes that run
95.
out of this facility on a daily basis.
Well, this all keeps you pretty busy, I would imagine.
We're a little bit busy
I
right
would
now as we
imagine.
prepare for the start of school.
So you're in the planning stages now of getting everything ready for the
Yes.
day, for school to start, as far as making sure all the buses are cleaned, they're mechanically sound.
That is correct.
They're full of fuel.
Yes.
You've got all your drivers set, ready to rock and roll and
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be ready come
I
Wednesday,
know you
September
will.
6th.
I know you will. That's a good thing. It's pretty exciting.
Yes, it is.
Very busy.
Yes.
But very, very exciting. It's nice to know that our district is in very good hands and you've got it all covered. I'm very
Thank you.
glad to hear that.
I appreciate that.
Well, Mike, I would like, if you have a minute, to kind of take us on a little bit of a tour through your shop, because I've seen it once before and it's very impressive.
I would be
Would
happy
you?
to.
Okay, thank you. I would
Thank you.
appreciate that. Okay, we'll see you in a couple minutes in the shop. Mike, why don't you kind of give us a little overview of what we're seeing here and what goes
Sure.
on here and that type
Sure.
of thing?
Well, in this shop, we actually have 13 bays that the mechanics work out of. All of the DOT inspections happen here, all of the preventative maintenance, all of the repairs, including we have a state-of-the-art body shop. We are one of the few school districts in New York State to have a body shop right on site with a dedicated mechanic
I didn't know that.
Who handles all of the body repairs. So any paint repairs that have to be done, metal that needs to be replaced, we take care of it right on site. The only thing we do not do here is warranty repairs because the dealership takes care of that.
Right.
But other than that, we handle all repairs here, including engine rebuilds.
So you're a one-stop shop.
We are a
Absolutely.
one-stop shop.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is quite the shop. If you
It
know,
is.
we'll have our videographer kind of do a pan around. This is very, very
Yes.
nice in here.
Yes.
And it's very clean. I'm very, very impressed with all this. Now, is this like a state-of-the-art type shop? I mean, as far
It
as
is,
equipment
yeah.
and all of that?
We have the latest and greatest here. The mechanics have all the tools necessary to perform all the repairs needed for
Now, you
these
just
school
said you have
buses.
7 full-time?
Yes, we have 7
full-time
full-time mechanics on
Okay,
staff.
and then
yes.
does that include your body person, or is he somebody
That does
separate?
include our body
Okay,
person.
so he
yes.
does a little bit of both?
Correct.
Okay. This is incredible.
It
Now,
is.
Mike told me that on the walk here that they even have heated floors.
Yes, we do have heated floors in this shop. As we know, central New York gets very cold in the middle of winter, and it keeps this facility nice and warm for the mechanics to work in comfortable conditions.
That's nice. That's very
Yes.
nice. So they have, now you have how many bays here?
It's 13 total throughout this facility because we have a wash bay where the drivers take their buses through and wash their buses. We have the body shop, and then all of the bays in this main area right here.
Now you keep all of your necessary equipment somewhere in here as far as the tools, like and tires
Yes,
and all of
yep.
that? That's all here?
All the parts that our school buses need are all kept right on site. We have a separate parts room available, and then we have our tire section and whatnot. So we keep everything right here. They can repair anything that they need to right at the moment.
So they have it, there's no delays on parts?
Oh,
or
only for special order
Did they have problems
parts.
with parts?
Yes.
Okay.
They did, yep.
Because I know dealerships did too, and sometimes you had to wait weeks for a little part.
We as a department are very proactive in ordering parts well ahead of time because the supply chain issue still does exist.
It does exist?
Yes,
Okay,
it does.
I wasn't sure, that's what
Yes.
I was getting at,
Yep.
that's what I was getting at. I wish my garage looked like this, I'll
Me
tell
too.
you, it's
I
very
agree.
nice. And of course, I'd like the heated floor as well.
We'll work on that for you.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
You are welcome.
This is a
I agree.
fabulous setup here. This is I mean, I give you a lot of credit. The grounds are pristine, the building's pristine.
Yes.
You seem to have an extremely good working environment here.
We do.
This is very nice. This is very nice, and Baldwinsville should be proud. And thank you.
Thank
So
you,
I know
Cindy.
you're busy, Mike, so I'll let you go. But I thank you so much for taking some time out of your very, very busy day to come and give us some information, because this is the kind of information that our community likes. I always wanted to know. I never knew this, and now I do.
Well-
And now all of you out there will know as well. Thanks again, Mike. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
It's my
it.
pleasure.
Yeah, just to be safe.
So actually, slide yourself up underneath. There should be a bar.
Right here?
Yep, there you go.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
Don't even tell me, don't, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you
Don't.
go anywhere.
Okay.
So this is called the Bendix system right there. It functions just like the new technology in an automobile does. It will actually brake for you if it senses a car too close to you. It will.
Can we turn that on?
It actually, just let it finish filling up with air and it'll stop beeping.
Okay. Why do we wait till that's done?
Okay.
What do you mean filling up with air?
So all school buses are
The air brakes? Okay.
Yep.
The brakes.
It'll stop beeping here in just a second.
Now you can tell us.
Okay, so the Bendix system, that thing on top of the dash, that's just like the technology found in most modern cars. That system will actually brake for you. It will alert the driver if they're speeding or crossing over a white or yellow line, and it's actually part of the traction control system too on the bus. So it actually has a camera and a radar. It will read things in the road. It will read the speed limit signs, etc. Yep. So this bus right here will brake on its own if need be.
That's amazing. Now, is there anything else? Look at now. What are all these
Oh,
lights?
they're-
Just all the controls.
Yeah.
Check out these controls.
Yep.
It's like an airplane.
It is. It's very similar. A whole lot of buttons, a whole lot of lights, a whole lot of controls.
Well, it's a good thing the driver can figure it out.
What I want you to do, Cindy, is put your foot on the brake and hold the brake down. Take the gear shift and put it into reverse. So, press the button on top.
Oh.
Yep. Now I want you to look up at the rear view mirror. Do you see the backup camera?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Amazing.
So that's new to our buses this year.
Oh, that's great.
Now what I want you to do is put the bus back in neutral. Actually, we just got to flip down this button right over here.
Now what? Oh, closes the door.
Okay,
That's how you
now-
close the door. Okay.
Well, to your left, you will see an entrance door, the little turn thing over to the right.
Over here.
Yep.
Oh, right here.
Okay, I want you to turn that to open.
Open.
Now I want you to look up in your rear view mirror again. Now you have the camera that faces front.
Yep.
And the one that faces out to the side by the entry door. That way drivers can see students if they're really, really close to the bus, which obviously is a big danger.
Yes, it could be. Absolutely.
Yep.
Or if somebody is not paying attention or decides not to stop when the school buses stop and they go around.
That is correct.
Yep.
So it gives the drivers another view.
Okay.
Which is really important to see.
Now, do I put that back on the closed door?
Yep,
Okay.
please do.
All right. Now I'm still in neutral here. Do you want me to put it in park?
Or there is no park on school buses.
Oh.
Just like big trucks. It's only
Okay.
neutral. The parking brake is on, so we are good.
Okay. Where's the parking brake?
It is
When you have to turn that off.
right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So,
as long-
can I take my foot off the brake?
You can.
It
You
was
are
not
good to
going to
go.
move.
No, it will
It's
not
gonna
move, I
Okay.
promise.
Okay.
Yep. So
right.
those are the big safety features that are on the school buses now.
Now, what about for the children? And now they have, because I know when I was in school, they didn't even have. I don't believe they even had seatbelts.
They did not.
Okay.
Because they did not have seatbelts when I went to school.
Okay, well.
Students are not required by law to wear seatbelts on a school bus. It is up to the student and the families. It is their choice.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either.
Yep.
Now, are the buses the same size as they used to be as far as seating? How much
Yeah,
room
the
you have?
seating capacities for the different size buses really has not changed much over the years. The DOT floor plan, which is how every school bus is set up, has remained virtually unchanged.
Okay. Now, are these buses air conditioned?
Our special needs buses are air conditioned.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if like this bus is just doesn't have air conditioning?
This bus does not have air conditioning.
Now, can they open the windows or not?
I can show you exactly how far
All right.
a window will open.
Okay.
That's as far as it'll go down, and
Okay.
that is regulated by the Department of Transportation for
Okay.
student safety.
Okay. Now, what is this thing behind you up on the ceiling?
That is the roof hatch. It is an emergency exit in case the bus is tipped over to the side, so the passengers can get out. Or what it's commonly used as is just kind of a vent, so there's more
like
airflow.
A roof or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
on
right.
the really warm days.
Now, does
Yeah.
that has to be done manually? That's not a button up here?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. And the drivers are actually required for the inspection that they have to do daily to actually open it and make sure it's working correctly.
Okay. Now, the door behind you, is that another emergency exit if?
That is correct.
Maybe.
There's an emergency exit in the very rear of the bus, and then one here on the side. And of course, the alarms are required to go off when
Right.
it's open.
Now, can those doors open if the vehicle's moving?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
So the driver keeps a close eye on the students
Okay.
while they're
They
moving.
can check with the mirrors all the time to
Correct.
see what's going on.
That is
Okay.
correct.
Now, is this all safety glass?
Yes, it
I
is.
would presume?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many does this seat?
This one seats 65 elementary school children or 44 adults.
Okay. Now, okay, just looking at this. What do we have?
Those are integrated child seats. We order each bus now with 4 of them built in, and those are used by some of our UPK students who have not yet turned 4 at the beginning of the school year. So all 3-year-olds have to be secured into the car seat.
Okay. Good feature. Nice.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
Yes, it is.
So I'm gonna put this back together here. Get back in there. Okay. All right, I think we've got it. This is amazing. Boy, they have changed over
They
time. haven't
certainly
they,
have.
Mike?
They look a whole lot nicer too.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
Very nice. These are little lights and.
Yep, those are
Okay.
LED lights that really illuminate the cabin of the bus when it's dark out for like high school students who are traveling early in the morning. Then the state-of-the-art interior camera systems, high definition camera systems for
Amazing.
security purposes.
Now, what's
Yes.
this? Just a little storage?
Yep, all it is just a little storage for the driver if they're going on a trip or whatnot.
Okay. Well, I think we've got it covered. Now, what is this? Is this the radio to communicate
Yep,
with
that is a
your
two-way
office?
radio. We have them throughout the office. The district office also has bus radios in there too in the event of an emergency.
And that's how they communicate?
That is
Okay.
correct.
Okay. You have a radio?
Yes, of course they have a radio.
I love it.
Old school radio though, no satellite radio.
What are you gonna do? Fire, is this a fire extinguisher back up here? Is that what that is here, or is
No,
that something?
those are
Flares?
triangles in case the vehicle is broke down. And then
Okay.
the fire extinguisher is actually right behind you.
Oh,
down the
okay.
floor level.
I see it. I see it right there. Okay. I think we've done it. We've got it. This has been a nice little tour. Now, do I just turn the key straight up?
You can
to give back to you.
Actually, if you flip that little switch over to the side,
Which switch are we talking about?
actually turn the key to the middle. So turn it to your left. That turns it off.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I want you to do is what all drivers have to do. Start pumping the brakes. Just back and forth. As quick as you want to go. So what you're doing is you're releasing the air from the 2 air tanks on the bus.
Okay.
Because once all of the air is out, you cannot release the parking brake, which means nobody can hop on the bus without the key and move it. So this bus will not roll anywhere once you get all of the air out of the tanks.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know if all the air's out?
Just keep going. Or I can do it for you if you get tired.
I'm getting a little beat going here. Is when you don't hear the air anymore?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, now to double check, what you're going to do is that parking brake, with your foot on the brake, try pushing the parking brake in.
Here?
Yep, just go ahead and push it. And if it pops back out, all the air is out.
It popped back out.
Yep, so we
Okay.
are good to go.
Now, does the key come out this way or do I have to turn it?
Nope, yeah, just pull it straight out.
Okay.
And then we're good.
Well, thank you.
You're
thank
very
you very
welcome.
much. Okay.
Now, if you look to your left, there's that little red circle.
Right here?
Yep, flip that switch up. And then we'll be able to push the doors open.
Oh, you have to have that to do the door.
Yep.
Now, the door's over here, right? Is this
Right,
it?
but what we just did by flipping that switch up is we released the switch, so
Oh.
that switch has no control over the door now. That way we
And
can
then
just
you
push
can
it
just push
open.
it out. Now, the driver, he or she push that automatically? Does it open automatically or you have to push it now?
You have to push it.
You have to push it. It's all manual at that point.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.